The Raiders have parted ways with Antonio Pierce after a disappointing 4-13 record this season. A great motivator to the team who rallied behind him. My question to our beat writer Vinny Bonsignore is, who may be out there to replace him?
Tom Brady's going to have a big say in who this next head coach is. He's the Raiders' new minority owner. So keep that in mind. Mike Vrabel, his former teammate with the New England Patriots, the former Tennessee Titans head coach, will certainly be a person of interest. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But also keep the name in mind, Pete Carroll, the former Seattle Seahawks coach. He would bring instant respectability, instant asset on the coaching sideline. So that is a name to absolutely consider.
You mentioned Pete Carroll, and he definitely brings an identity, a culture to the teams that he's coached. How do you think he'd fit as the Raiders head coach and with Tom Telesco, who the front office retained?
I would think that whoever the coach is going to lean heavily on Tom Telesco, who's an accommodating general manager, kind of an old school general manager who understands what his role is, and that's to build the football team in the image of the head coach. So whoever that coach is, Tom will make whatever adjustment he needs to make or get with that coach and figure out what it is that the coach wants and work alongside that coach.
On that note, here's a two-parter. There are several head coaching positions open right now, and the Raiders defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, is interviewing for one of them. What's the likelihood that Graham moves on?
Yeah, I mean, all due respect to Patrick Graham, but I think he's coached his last game with the Raiders. I think they understand that. They're making a head coaching change. I would expect massive changeover on the staff, if not entirely on the staff, and that includes Patrick Graham. I think that he understands what the situation is. Remember, he was offered a contract extension last year, declined. I think he wanted to get back out in the market this year, this offseason, which is exactly what he's doing. He's interviewing with, or going to interview with, the Jacksonville Jaguars for their head coaching position, and obviously the Cincinnati Bengals for their defensive coordinator's job. So I think he understands what the score is and is moving on. Is it a tough loss for the Raiders? Certainly, but whoever the new head coach is going to bring in his entirely new staff, and that's going to include a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator.
The second part of my question, Vinny, is with there being a handful of sought-after coaches, how quickly do the Raiders need to move with their interview process to secure the person that they want for the job?
By league rule, and the league kind of wants it to be this way. They usually delay, coaching names and things like that, coaching hires as the playoffs go on. Because keep in mind, Ben Johnson is coaching with the Detroit Lions. There's coaches that the Raiders will be interested in. The Raiders will request interviews with that are coaching in the playoffs. So by rule, things can't happen as quickly as some fans might want, or even sometimes some teams might want. So you got to respect the rules, and you got to respect, the process, and they're going to do their due diligence. Unlike last year, where Mark Davis was pretty much set on Antonio Pierce and really didn't do an exhaustive, extensive coaching search. This is going to be the complete opposite of it, and I do think it's going to take a little bit of time, as will the coaching searches across the league. But I would imagine.
Thanks, Vinny, for the info. Keep up with him on VegasNation.com to find all of his stories on everything happening right now with the Raiders and the release of Antonio Pierce. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.